Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing Disventure Camp Smart versus Dumb. Now, I just want to say before I start, some of these people you might not class as smart or dumb, but I was just trying to fill numbers. So you could say, for example, Emily, technically she's not dumb because she's a lawyer, but the way she played the game was dumb, so that's why she's in this category. Okay, let's just go. All right, wheel spin number one, we're going to be going to dumb. Okay. Dumb is going to be losing one member off the bat. Right, for Dumb, I feel like the alliances, this is post All Stars, but before Tom Jake, just so you know. Also, so Jake and Aiden going to be having an alliance, and I think Logan and Diego might also get involved in this alliance because they're all fairly nice people. Jake a bit whiny, but it'll be fine. These people will be fine with that. Nick will be trying to rebuild bond with Will because although he's very, egotistical, I think he knows that he needs to have an alliance, and Will is probably the easiest target for that because they were both, season one, and they don't have any other connections. Carol is obviously going against Aiden. I think Yule and Carol might make a temporary alliance to try get rid of Aiden, as Yule doesn't like him either. Emily might get involved in this alliance just because they know that she's someone they can pick off. Even them, I think they are all now targeting Aiden. I don't think Nick and Will actually. I think that Nick and Will decide to go along with this and so decide to vote out Aiden with the other five because I don't think Nick likes Aiden's personality, and I think he can get Will to follow him, even though they've only just reconnected. But yeah, Aiden first boot, and that's going to impact this three because now it's Logan and Diego are trying to make amends with Jake because Jake's probably going to be upset about this. Blah blah blah. Okay. Probably gonna. Oh no, back to back dumbs. Okay. Dumb again. Then we have to go down to only 7. So surely Smart will get picked next. Now that Aiden's been eliminated, I think these three will want to be again voting for. I think they're going to want to vote for Carol. Yule is a threat, obviously, just because he's annoying, but he's not as like Carol's able to win challenges in the merge, and so I think that's more threatening than Yule actually is, especially in that Yule's stupider than Carol. So these three vote for Carol, and I think Nick and Will. I think Nick correctly assesses that Carol's a big threat, more threatening than the other three, as they all want to target these ones. So they decide to vote for Carol, and Carol's eliminated. Okay. 16th place. We're going to go. Surely it's got to be Smart this time. Barely is. Yes, it is Smart. Okay, their first boot. All right. For Smart, I feel like the obvious boot here is going to be Rhea. These three, Alec, Fiore, are obviously going to be close. I think they're going to try and Alec's going to try get the somewhat villains back together from what he does in All Stars, except for Rhea because he doesn't want to include her. So these four have a temporary alliance, but I feel like Ellie doesn't really feel a lot of loyalty to this group. These four won't want to get out Rhea just because of how bad she is. I think Rhea and Anastasia form some sort of a duo, and I think they get on pretty well. These three also form an alliance just as Gen 4s, and they don't include Anastasia due to how close she seemed to be with Rhea. So I think as well as this, Ted and Ali get along. I think they have decent personalities, and I think they'll find a way to connect, maybe informant kind of thing together. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, these four, I'm gonna vote for Rhea. I think these three will also vote for Rhea. It doesn't matter what the other two do. Rhea is eliminated. Okay, this again should probably be Smart if we've got the right odds, and it is going to be Smart. Okay, everything's even so far, so that's good. All right. Now, once Rhea's been eliminated, I think this is where these three now need to realize they need to take a shot at these guys. I think because realistically, as it stands, I think Anastasia will now come. Anastasia's kind of be on her own, and I think what will happen is that she is kind of gonna be on her own, and I think that Ellie is actually because obviously she's kind of connected with Ted. I think she doesn't really like Alec and Fiore and Gret much, so she's okay to flip on them. Ted asks about her opinion on voting for one of them and asks if Fiore's a valid option just in case anyone flips. Ellie's okay with this, so Ted then goes to Spencer and Jade, who I think he'll kind of be aware that may know what he's doing with Ellie. Tell them that it's a good idea to go for Fiore just in case Anastasia ends up voting with them. And obviously, they vote for Fiore, and Fiore gets eliminated, even if it goes to a tiebreaker. All right, we go. This could be either war. I'm thinking it's going to probably, yeah, be dumb. You'd think so. This is actually pretty even. I'm going to go to, yeah, 6. Now we have a decent chance for anyone to be eliminated here. With these three, I again think that it's kind of just down to what Nick and will do. Nick is more controlling than anyone in this, so he's really the one pulling the strings. I think they're going to want to target Yule now. Jake is definitely, so that's 3 votes on Yule. And so I think Nick again correctly assesses that Yule's going to be a problem later on, and that he's probably able to, I think he'll be able to gain favor with the other two, and I think he realizes this. So he decides to go for Yule, and Yule is eliminated because 3 plus them. Okay, now we go. Probably going to be smart this time, you'd assume. Yes, it is. Everything's saying even. Okay. Now this one is where the smart team is going to have a bit of controversy. You'd think it'd be Anastasia here, but I don't think it will be. I think at this point, again, Ted is masterminding on the smart team, and I think he goes to Alex saying that they should create a somewhat male alliance to try and assure their safety since there's only 3 guys and 4 girls. He gets Spencer involved in this, and I think they make a secret alliance. So Ted is insulated by everyone except for Grant and Anastasia. And so for that fact, I think again they want to go for the 3 of them. So these 3 are going to be targets. Ted wants to keep Ellie and Alec around. So for him, it should either be Anastasia or Gret. Gret is probably willing to work with these people more than I think Anastasia would be because she seems very self-dependent on her own and she doesn't really want to rely on others. So I think they decide that they should actually vote for Anastasia. Ted then gets Ellie involved in this and probably tells Alec too. I think everyone actually ends up voting for Anastasia just because she's on her own and Anastasia is voted out. Okay. This one I'm going to say goes to the dumb. Nope, it's smart again. This is where Ted is going to even continue to get his hold on the team. At this point, he's pretty much aligned with everyone except for Gret. He doesn't really think that Gret's going to be much of a problem, though. I think he's actually worried about Spencer and Jade as they seem to be becoming more and more of a duo, leaving him out. So, because of this, I think Ted goes to Ellie and Alec and then tells them to try to tell Gret that they need to vote for Jade or Spencer. I think they decide to then vote for Jade just due to the fact that Spencer seems to be a lot more vulnerable and less, behind the scenes kind of player and is going to be an easier target going forward. And keeping Alec, him, and Spencer's alliance together, he doesn't tell Spencer he's going to do this because he feels that Spencer might revolt, and so he decides to let it go without him knowing, and Jade is eliminated. I also want to just quickly put in here there's going to be an idol placed in 6th because I've already got one in 10th, but I feel like it makes sense to put another one there. Okay, this again should be the dumb team. No, we're going back to smart. So the dumb is going to the team on dumb is going to make it to the merge. Smart again. At this point, Ted is now really needing to get rid of Gret. He needs to get rid of Gret because he's the only one that he has no rows with. I don't think that now that the villains have kind of been disbanded a little, I don't think Ali cares for Alec or Gret, and I don't think Alec really cares for Gret or Ali much, and is trying to go for their own survival. So I think if Ted tells them both that he wants to vote for Gret and tells Spencer this too, I think they'll all be fine with this, and not Spencer, and Gret gets voted out. Okay, there we are. Merge 6-4 on smart to dumb. We've got Alec, Ellie, Ted, Spencer versus Amelie, Logan, Jake, Diego, Nick, and Will. Okay, I need to quickly go and change some stuff then. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to spin twice. First one's going to be for the idol that's going to be put and who gets it. Second one's going to be who gets immunity. So the idol is going for number 7. That's going to be someone from the dumb team, but I don't know who. Idol's going to Jake. Okay, idol goes to Jake. Immunity is going to... That'll be... Oh, I don't know who that is. Immunity goes to Amelie. That's lucky because I would say that she might have been gone here. Okay, so alliances with these two going together, I feel like Amelie would get kind of... At this point, I think the smart people are going to decide they want to stick together just due to the fact that I think they know that they're in a disadvantage as there's more villainous people than the rest of the people in the dumb team. I think Amelie, just because I think she would have been the next view on the dumb team, realizes that she's next to go and flips over to this side. So it's actually a 5-on-5 with Amelie being immune. I don't think that Logan and Diego actually think this. And obviously, at this point, I'm saying that Spencer and Diego don't have any relationship. Same with Ted and Logan because they don't really know each other. I'm going to say this is like a fresh season before any of season 4 happened. So because of this, I think they're just going to vote for whoever they seem is the biggest connection of this team. And I think it's easy to tell that out of these 3, I think Will and Nick are going to stick to these because they know they need protection. If they're on their own, they'll be easy targets, or at least that's what Nick's thinking. I think he's trying to string Will to the end as an easy beat, which makes sense. So they need to get rid of someone that's keeping that group together as they want them all to disband. And I think it's obviously that would be Diego or Logan. I think they decide here to vote for Diego just due to Logan's prowess as a skater or what did he do? I forgot. Like he went into the Olympics or something, so they want to not put him into a tiebreaker with one of their own. This 5, I think, decide to go for through Jake and I think Nick. Well, they want to go for Alec. Alec and Diego get put into a tiebreaker, and I think that Alec probably wins it, causing Diego to be eliminated. Okay, now we got 9 left. Who's winning immunity? It is number 1. That is Amelie again, if I'm correct. I need to start shuffling these people around. Yep, Amelie wins immunity again, and the 5 of these guys have now got the control. But I don't feel Amelie's fully cemented into this group. Right now, though, I think they want to continue to get people out, and I feel like Jake is realizing what's going on. He's trying to get inroads, so he's trying to talk to people on this side, but I feel like none of them are being very receptive to him. So he knows that might be in trouble. And so these 5 are deciding who to vote. And I think this time they're more willing to go for someone like Logan, as he's more vulnerable because it's a 5-on-4. So that's what happens. I think that Logan gets these 5 votes just due to the fact that he's the one keeping these together, as I know Jake and Nick still have some unresolved tension, and Will is just not a very good game player and will cause those 3 to really have a hard time. So Logan gets 5 votes. No one on this side flips, so Logan is eliminated. Alright, go to 8 now, and wait. New shuffling or whatever, just do something like this, and the winner is 4. Okay, 4 is okay. This is 4 is Amelie. She has gotten it back to back to back. That is good for her, I guess, but I don't know how she's managing that. Okay, there we go. This is the alliance of 5. At this point, I think Nick is aware on the fact that this side is pretty much done. He's done trying to get Will. And then he goes and says to these people over here that they'll vote for Jake if they'll join them if they vote for Jake. Nick is more doing this on his own. He's not really including Will, but I think they would choose to vote Jake over Will anyways. They're like, oh yeah, okay. They don't really mind who they vote for, and Nick trying to join them might be positive for them, even though the numbers are so small. I think at this point, Jake understands that he's the next to go and plays the idol that he got over here for himself. And so then Jake's immune. And I feel like everyone votes for Jake. I think Nick tells Will to vote for Jake, and that is that. So Jake gets a pick, and I think out of everyone here, he's deciding to vote for it'd be Ellie or Alec. I think he decides to vote for Ellie just due to the fact that how annoying she's been to him. And even though he doesn't like Alec either, I think Alec gets more of a pass for Jake just due to the fact that Fiore, did him badly, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So, yeah, there we go. 7. Gonna spin the wheel, do a little bit of shuffling again. I swear to God, if Emily gets this. Hopefully not. We'll see. 5. Okay. This is crazy. Oh my God. What is this? 4 times in a row. All right. Emily is immune again. I don't know how she keeps doing this. Here, this now seems like it's kind of over for Jake. Nick doesn't want to help him. Will might want to help him, but I think Nick makes sure that Will doesn't do anything. So Jake is in an extremely bad scenario, and I feel like there's nothing he can do to get himself out of it. So Jake is voted out. All right, another idol is coming back into play, and this will. Oh wait, this is for the idol. Number 4 gets the idol, and that is Spencer. Okay, Spencer gets the idol. He can use it however he feels. And immunity goes to not Hamley. Wow. That's a shocker. It's Nick. Okay. At this point though, I think Spencer understands that the power order between in his in the alliance of these 4 and then the mini alliance of Ted, Alec, and Spencer himself, obviously. I think they're then realizing that they need to take out Amley, even though it's just random. I think they realize the fact that Amley has won every single immunity challenge so far, and they decide that they need to take her out. So that's what they decide to do. These 3 then go on to Amley, and I feel like they just tell them, all right, we're not going to vote for you, even though it looks like we would because you guys joined late. We're going to vote for Amley because she's won so much. I think Nick is definitely going to be on board with that to preserve himself. Same with Will. And so Amley is then voted out. Oh, right, yeah, there we go. These 5 left, all guys, which probably isn't good. But, I guess it's just what I feel like would happen. It doesn't have to be realistic to how it would actually go down. Right, final 5. Win goes to 5. I'm pretty sure that is Will. Yes, it is. Will would have probably been the next boot anyway. At this point, I think Spencer is now in the reign of fire. I think Ted is deciding that he's trying to backstab some of his allies, and I think he feels that at this point Spencer has kind of done what he needs to do. Spencer hasn't really given Ted a lot, and I feel like with his sway with Alec, I think they'll both be able to convince Nick and subsequently Will to go along with it and vote for Spencer. I think Spencer understands this is happening though, and then realizes that he must be being backstabbed by one of the guys. I think he decides to blame this. Oh, who does he blame it on? I think he actually. It's really close between Ted or Alec. I don't know who he'd actually blame it on. I'm gonna say though, he blames this on Alec because he trusts Ted, but Ted gets really lucky here, barely surviving. Final 4 of Ted, Spencer, Nick, and Will somehow. All right, spin the wheel. We'll do a little bit of movement. All right, everyone's different. Number 2. That is Will again. He's won twice now. At this point, I think Ted is okay with the fact that Spencer believes it was Alec turning on him. Ted then realizes this is actually a good time to get rid of Will. No, not Will. Nick, who's been stringing along Will this whole time without getting any scrutiny under himself. So I think Ted decides, well, we need to get rid of Nick. He's playing an under the radar game similar to his own, deciding that he needs to go. And I think Spencer's fine with this because he sees that as well. Nick, I don't think would be aware of this, and I don't think Will would be either. I think they would probably vote together in voting for, I would say, Spencer again, but I think Spencer then beats Nick in a tiebreaker, causing Nick to get voted out. Okay, final three. This one, I don't actually need to do immunity, don't I? Because this is just a three-part challenge. Well, that's what I'm going to make it, is a three-part challenge. So, in this three-part challenge, it's going to be similar to the kind of thing you had in Disventure Camp All-Stars, where there's a first little thing, then there's a second thing, and that's the duel for the winner. In this, I'm just going to say that it's a race to a finish line and they have to go over obstacles. Here, I feel like Will is most likely going to succeed, even though he is obviously got scared of going down that log. Does make it seem like he wouldn't manage to do it, but if it's just running and going somewhere, I think he should be fine, causing him to make it there in time. I think it's then between Ted and Spencer on who would make it first. They're both fairly about the same level of athleticism, but honestly, I believe that just due to everything Ted has done, I think Spencer finally realizes that Ted is the reason for all these eliminations, like from Jade all the way back here, and him voting for Alec all the way here, and he decides that this is he like plot armor, blah blah blah, and he then beats Ted. Final two of Will and Spencer. And here, I think this is a dual challenge similar to the end of Disventure Camp All Stars. And I think that Will becomes, this is where he gets really scared. He shows what he was like in Disventure Camp Season 1, which got him booted out. And I think he is then scared, and Spencer takes advantage of this and wins. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. This I'm gonna list out the order just now, and I'll give you thank you all so much for watching, I guess. All right, first Spencer, second Will, third Ted, fourth Nick, fifth Alec, sixth Emily, seventh Jake, eighth Ellie, ninth Logan, 10th Diego, 11th Gret, 12th Jade, 13th Emily, 14th Yule, 15th Fiore, 16th Ria, 17th Carol, and 18th Aiden. Anyway, I already said this, but thank you all so much for watching. I'm really appreciating the support at the moment. Uploads should be coming, as I've said, frequently more, and I think I'm going to continue to upload. Obviously, I can't keep uploading day by day, but it's going to be as frequent as I can make it just due to things I have to juggle with school. But anyway, thank you all so much.